Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us here. I'm Heather Brown. This is CBSN Minnesota's morning update. Let's get you right up to speed on the news and the weather for today. It is starting to warm up. Riley tells us the average is going to get almost close to 60 this morning, which is a nice change for all that rain and chillier weather that we have been having. He says it's just going to get nicer throughout the weekend. So a good day today. Let's start talking about this because Minnesotans are going to have some new options for a getaway. If you want to get out of town now that you're vaccinated and your family is vaccinated, Sun Country announcing that they'll be offering flights to several new locations from MSP later on this year. So those are flights to the Caribbean, to Florida, Montana, Arizona. Airline is also going to be offering direct flights from Rochester to Phoenix and to Fort Myers. That's going to start up in February. Those tickets will be one way, starting right around $70. The domestic flights leaving MSP, they're priced about the same. It is more expensive, though, if you want to head over international waters. A one-way ticket to Turks and Caicos, so the Cayman Islands, that'll cost you about $160. So I'm wondering, what do you think? Do you want to go on a trip? What about a trip to any of these places? We haven't traveled since December of 2019, so all this stuff sounds kind of fun. A one-way ticket out to Turks and Caicos, huh? Spend like 3 weeks there, laying on the beach. Where'd you go? Where do you want to go? It doesn't have to be any of these places that Sun Country is headed, but I'd love to hear just your vacation destinations or your aspirations there. If you're watching on Facebook, leave a comment and we'll go through a few of those in just a moment. It has been just over a week since a jury found Derek Chauvin guilty of murdering George Floyd, and for the first time this morning we're hearing from one of the jurors who was in that jury room who convicted Chauvin. Brandon Mitchell spoke with CBS this morning and he talked about the impact of the testimony from prosecution witness Dr. Tobin.
When Dr. Tobin came, with him speaking so scientifically, but also making it understandable for everyone, along with the exhibits that he came with, I thought he just broke it down in a manner that was easy for all the jurors to understand, and I didn't think there was any way for the defense to come back after that. I was like, that. I mean, to me, the case was done at that point almost. And every day we had to come in and watch a black man die. That alone is stressful. Coming in each and every day and having to watch somebody die is stressful enough by itself.
He also talked about the deliberations and what he described as the most stressful part of every day. You will find that entire interview. You can find it online. You can watch it this morning. Find it on CBS this morning. Scheduling conflict means Derek Chauvin will wait longer to learn his sentence. He's currently being held at Oak Park Heights Prison after being convicted for murder and manslaughter in George Floyd's death. Chauvin's sentencing date is now pushed back until June 25th. He does face a maximum sentence of 40 years. We have good news for those people who are vaccinated. There's some new federal guidance that says that those people no longer need to mask up outside all the time. Now, we didn't have this guidance here in Minnesota. This is federal guidance, so not a lot is changing here. But the revised guidance does apply to the nearly 97 million fully vaccinated people in the U.S. CDC still recommends masks for large events, like a Twins game or a Wild game, concerts. Unvaccinated people can also be outside safely without a mask, but if they're around others without their shots, the CDC recommends putting one on. Officials hope that the announcement will convince more vaccine skeptics or vaccine hesitant people to get their shots. Governor Tim Walz says that Minnesota's COVID restrictions could ease up soon. He made those comments while he visited a mobile vaccination site in Richfield yesterday. The governor says that changes could come later this week or as soon as early next week. President Joe Biden will address a joint session of Congress for the first time today. Attendance is going to be limited here. 200 lawmakers, White House officials, and some staff members. The president is looking for support for his America Jobs Plan and for his America Families Plan. Among the priorities, he's expected to highlight free preschool for all 3- and 4-year-olds. He's also expected to talk about the January 6th Capitol attack. And we've learned of a big loss for the Minnesota music community. The band Dr. Mambo's Combo posted on Guitar that guitar player Billy Franzi has died. The post says that he passed away very unexpectedly yesterday, but he didn't say how he died. Lots of tributes pouring in this morning on social media. Woodbury neighborhood is on watch for a bear this morning. Here's some video, a doorbell cam from a number of sightings over the past week. You can see the bear just wandering through the front yard. At one point, here's the dog barking, just looks and continues on. This is Rob Norjean's yard. Caught the bear on camera there as well.
We've been here for over 30 years. It's the first time we've ever had a bear in the neighborhood, so it's kind of a unique occurrence.
And the bear traveled more than 2 miles away, went over to Shelby's yard. DNR says that bears are mainly found in northern Minnesota, but they can make their way as far south as Anoka or Washington counties and apparently down to Woodbury. This time of year, they're coming out of hibernation. They're looking for food right now. So the DNR's best advice, you know what? Just leave that bear alone. Some good advice. It will be quite a while before the government starts enforcing the Real ID. Department of Homeland Security announced that it's pushing back enforcement because COVID-19 has made it harder for states to issue those new cards. Enforcement was supposed to start this October, but instead you'll have another at least a year and a half. It'll begin May of 2023. Twin Cities father and daughter are taking on a big endeavor to beat a Guinness World Record. KJ and Casey Milhone of Wayzata are canoeing the length of the Mississippi River. So this will be a 2,350-mile journey. They're going to do it in less than 18 days. Their goal is to set a new record for the fastest time to paddle the entire Mississippi. It's actually a title that KJ first set back in 1980.
It's not too often that your then 18-year-old daughter decides she wants to spend time with her father, and so I said, well, then let's do it.
It's nice to have somebody who knows you really well, that you've grown up with, on the team with you when you're doing something really difficult.
They paddled through Winona yesterday. I love that bond. They're making good time. KJ says they're about 10 hours ahead of the world record pace. Now, if they succeed, KJ will be the oldest person to complete the journey, 62 years old. Casey's 20 now, and she would be the youngest female to do so as well. All right, let's head back to today's talker. We want to see where you want to go on your vacation, if you're ready to get on a flight. And Simon says, not a big fan of hot climates, but I can't wait to go back to my favorite place in the world, NYC. Oh, Simon, I'm right there with you. I'd love to make a trip back to New York sometime soon. Diana, another good one. Disney World, yes. I haven't taken the kids there yet, but they are dying to go. It is our happy place. I know it would be their happy place as well. Ooh, we're coming up with good stuff. We're doing our usual summer getaways to the cabin over to northern Wisconsin. Also fun. We did our Door County last summer and it was so great. No big vacations this year for Kevin, enjoying Minnesota's awesome outdoors. Instead, too early to get out, though it seems we're the only ones staying home, right, Kevin? Doesn't it seem like that right now? I feel like I'm the last person to actually go ahead and get on a plane. All those spring breakers beat us to it. Jackie said we would love to travel. I want to keep it stateside, but go to a beach. Ooh, southern Florida sounds pretty good right about now, too. Bradley planning to travel to Texas in November to see family. But I really want to go to Banff. Yes, Bradley, yes, yes, yes. You've been there before, head-to-head, favorite place in the world. That is on my list to go. My husband knows it. Let's hope for next year. Keeping my fingers crossed. Thanks, everybody, for sharing these. That was really fun to go through. This is your morning update from CBSN Minnesota. You can find us on your devices, on the CBS News app. Thanks for watching us. We'll see you back here tomorrow.